We blowing nose, let the smoke dance. Inhaling, exhaling with no hands. I go to Asher, hit my gold chains. My eyes be Asian, but I'm so French. Roll up a sticky parrot with some sushi. Write verses on my phone and dish the loosely. I just light it up like Snoop and Lil Tunechi. Sip gin and juice, so now I'm chilling loosely. Cause I love pride. All my homies know how to roll, call them dudes, and they grow my stack. I'm a grower and a shower, ask your girl, I bet she knows my spot. She like a green and we got it, you ain't got it, homie. Oh my God, oh my squad, but I love pride. All my homies know how to roll, call them dudes, and they grow my stack. I'm a grower in the shower, ask your girl, I bet she knows my spot. She like a green and we got it, you ain't got it, homie. Oh my God, oh my squad, yeah. I just want a baddie and a little mixture. Like 50,000 likes on all the pictures. I want an ounce of butter, fifth of liquor. To take this broad into the fifth dimension. I mentioned a little birdie tweeted, we gon' hit this. So is this the butter? Her eye isn't listening. I wish that I could post an image while I hit that. But in fact, I don't want the world up in my business. Cause welcome back. It is Sunday, November 9th of 2025. You're watching One More Round Fights. I'm your host, Gaff. I do this shit every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday. We was giving you Tuesday Contender Series watch-alongs. We're about to give you a Wednesday Media Day, Friday CP Units, Saturday Full Card Watch-along and Bet-along, Sunday Live Chat, Locker Room on Saturday before the card. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's going to be a jam-packed week. If you haven't already, you're missing out. You're fucking up. You're probably failing in life. So you should probably subscribe to this channel right here. It'll change everything. It'll literally change everything. It'll turn your life around. So don't forget, One More Round Fights. Scan the QR code. If you were in the locker room this past Saturday, you made yourself some fucking money. You showed up early on that Saturday. You pulled up to the locker room. You listened to the bets that I had. You listened to the stats. You listened to everything that I had to say about the card. You turned that information into motherfucking cash. That's what you did. I don't know how else you... There's no other way. If you showed up to the locker room, there's no way that you didn't make money on this card. Now, I didn't because of Ricky fucking Simone, but, you know, it is what it is. Don't forget to follow our other channel as well, Main Card Minute. Scan the QR code, both sides, baby. Both sides, okay? Main Card Minute on your right, one more round fights on your left. Yeah, it used to be one more round fights on your right. I know. Maybe I should bring it back. Who knows? Maybe I'll flip them. But anyways, we're trying to get to 650, so don't forget, scan that QR code. Like the video below. Don't forget to like. Don't be a bitch. Like the video, okay? All right? Don't make me berate you. You don't want that. You don't want that shit. Shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code one more round for 10% off. That is promo code one more round for 10% off. And you know I got my Carlos shirt on now because I won't be able to wear it during media week, unfortunately. Yes, I will be at MSG this week. If you are in the area, you will see me and Luke. So give us a shout out. Show us some love. Don't be afraid to say what up. Don't be afraid. We're vibey as fuck. We don't give a shit. We're chilling, bro. You might catch us at McSorley's. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We got some post games, some pre games. We got a lot of content coming this week. So please, again, if you're not already, scan one of these QR codes and become a fan of both of these channels. All right, subscribe. You won't regret it. I promise you. Especially if you like to gamble on MMA. Oh, you're gonna fucking love us. Oh, you're gonna fucking love us. We're gonna be your best friend. We're gonna be your best friend. Every card. So don't forget. One more round fights, main card minute. But we got a lot to talk about this week. God damn, we got a lot to talk about this week, huh? Matchups being set up, matchups about to happen. Big card, arguably the biggest card of the year, always. MSG. I mean, some say International Fight Week. I say International Fight Week. Fuck off, International Fight Week. New York is always the biggest fucking week. We always put the best fights on the MSG card. Okay? You motherfuckers know what it is. New York always number one. All right? But yeah, let's talk about some MMA updates this week. All right, we have a lot to talk about. I mean, so much shit has happened, good and bad. Let's do a little housekeeping before we get into the big topics that we're going to get into. All right, so Makhachev wins the title in Brave CF with a head kick knockout. It was Brave CF 100, big event for them, their 100th event. And Makhachev goes out there, gets a awesome head kick win. He jumps, I think he tries to throw a teep kick to the body without bringing his foot to the mat, brings it right up to the head, gets him with a front kick to the face, drops his opponent, gets a couple more punches in, referee stops the fight. Shout out to Makhachev, man. Since being labeled boring in the UFC and being cut from the promotion, going on to fight in multiple different promotions and getting finishes all around, I mean, Makhachev is He might need an invite back. I mean, we might need to see Makhachev Pantoja real soon. I mean, he's been doing some great work. I know he's not facing the same level of competition at all, and he was damn near one of the best in the UFC at the time when he was in the UFC. Yes, that is not lost on me at all. But Makhachev, I mean, how much longer can we keep him out, bro? When he's doing shit like this, I mean, Brian Battle, a different story. Brian Battle's doing it in a different sport entirely, still getting wins and knockouts, but in a different sport. Makhachev is doing it in the same sport, taking out high-level promotions, high-level people in high-level promotions, not as high level as the UFC, but that should be noted. We need to see him back in the UFC soon. Flyweights, it's not moving as quick as we like it to. I mean, we got a couple contenders right now, but Makhachev in the mix, especially with Manel Kape, the feud that they had when they were still out. Oh, come on, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? That would be great, especially if Manel Kape somehow finds his way to the title soon. Other news in MMA, John Jones seeks a face-to-face meeting with Dana White to apologize. He's been saying, I was wrong. I don't know how much more we can beat a dead horse with this. John Jones really wants to fight on that UFC White House card. It's not even finalized yet. It's not even set in stone that it's going to actually happen. Was supposed to fight Tom Aspinall, gave Dana White his word. Yes, we'll be fighting. Obviously went back on that word and then subsequently retired. So that was kind of dickish, to say the least. And now he's apologizing to Dana. And I don't know how Dana's going to handle this. I mean, he is one of the best fighters in the world, and he does have a couple great matchups that he can make now, whether it's Tom Aspinall or Alex Pereira, because I'm sure John Jones is more receptive to both those fights now. See what happens. But Dana has been known to be a little rough around the edges when dealing with business in these ways. If you fucked him, he'll be sure to take the condom off next time he sees you. All right. Isaac Delgarian scandal in the UFC. I know everybody's been talking about this fight last week, that a lot of money came in on him right before the fight to lose in the first round. He did lose in the first round. The FBI has now been since involved. Lots of parties involved in this groundbreaking scandal. I say groundbreaking because this is something we haven't yet had to deal with in the sport in such a public capacity. So this is going to be very interesting, and to watch this unfold over the next few months and possible years is going to be interesting, to say the least. I mean, the James Krause scandal is still being investigated, and that felt like half a decade ago at this point. So yeah, going to be interesting. Shout out to the one champion, Rug. He was involved in a serious car accident, which has dislodged him from his title defense this Sunday, November 16th at Ariake Arena. He was supposed to compete in Tokyo, but he was in a serious car accident in United Arab Emirates. So as for now, this fight is off completely. I don't think they're going to find a short notice opponent, and I don't think that his opponent's going to want to take someone to short notice for an interim shot or anything of the sort. I haven't known one championship to do a lot of interim or any interim opportunities. Maybe one time with the Malikin and was it Eddie Alvarez shit? Maybe around that range. But yeah, so shout out to Rugru. Hopefully he makes a speedy recovery and we get that fight sometime next year. But very serious stuff. He is definitely out of that November 16th bout. So if you were hoping to see Rugru fight this week, this coming Sunday, unfortunately, the bout is off. PFL announces their deal with Vice TV to air international events in the in the US. So the PFL is using Vice TV to now air some of their international promotions, which means PFL MENA, which means PFL Europe, which means some of the PFL Champion Series. That's very good for us because we've been having to deal with the PFL app. We've been having to deal with, third-party people in the East. We've been having to deal with a lot of shit to watch PFL. So appreciate them going to Vice TV. Another hoop to jump through, but we have something, guys. We got something. So I'll take it. If you got a TV deal with Vice TV through your cable, you might be able to just get it through the app there. I don't know how it's going to work, but at least we got something now. And some bad news throughout this week. Casey Kenny, former UFC fighter, Casey Kenny was sentenced to 6 months in jail over his domestic violence arrest. Unfortunately, he's going to have to take some time away to think about what he did. Hopefully, he can take this and come back stronger from it. We've seen guys take L's and come back and get wins. So I'm not going to mention specific names, but we have some people that I've talked about earlier in this very topic that have gotten into some legal battles, but they've come back from it and much stronger and even attained a title in other weight classes. So Casey, let this be a lesson. Don't hold this L. All right. But other L's that constantly get held. BJ Penn was arrested for the 6th time this year. That was great to see. Former great in the sport, just continuously getting into legal troubles 6 times this year, people. If he isn't one of the biggest reasons for us to take a look at the effects of combat sports on a mind that has gone through much more than other minds of the sports have gone through, we should definitely take a look at certain symptoms that could be diagnosed and certain ways to handle fighters that have gone through a lot in their career, because the way we're handling BJ Penn is definitely not it. It is the absolute wrong way to be handling everything that's been going on. The man needs help, and there's been multiple cries just this year, but nobody is providing any help for this man. And unfortunately, feels like he's going to be one of those that falls through the cracks. I hope something can save him, whether it's religion, whether it's family, whether it's medical intervention, something. But we need to take care of BJ Penn, because it's already been too much. But yeah, it's a lot. And in good news, though, the UFC is already in the process of working out new deals with fighters who receive pay-per-view bonuses. So if you're a guy like Ilia Topuria, a guy like Charles Oliveira, a guy like Max Holloway, a guy like Alexander Volkanovski, a guy like John Jones, a guy like Conor McGregor, one of those types of people that have structured contracts based on the buys that are posted on their UFC cards, their numbered UFC events. So I'm glad they're working on it. Hopefully these guys are working out really good deals that end in guaranteed money. Guaranteed money would be nice for these guys, as opposed to hitting a number, because again, these guys don't know the numbers that they'll be getting on this new platform. And some might get lucky and ballpark it, take a gamble on themselves, ballpark it in the range where they're always making money. But more often than not, the UFC knows what they're doing and how they'll structure these deals, and these guys may not be better off than with the contracts that they had beforehand. So I'm just hoping that these guys work out something for themselves in the smart way and guarantee themselves a nice little chunk of change, because this may be the new norm. We don't know if they'll ever be back to the pay-per-view buy structure. So hopefully everyone gets their nut. Shout out to former UFC champ Holly Holm. She's about to make history, my boy. She's about to challenge for the WBA lightweight title against Stephanie Hahn. Stephanie Hahn that just defended her lightweight title. Okay? They're going to fight in the co-main event of a January 3rd card headlined by Amanda Serrano versus Erica Cruz. Okay? If you don't know, Holly Holm used to be a boxer who transitioned to MMA, then be a championship boxer who transitioned to MMA, became a champion there, and is now transitioning back to boxing to then become a champion for the second time there and do something that we've never seen before in female combat sports, in male combat, in any combat sport. What the fuck am I saying? Who have we known to be a champion in MMA, go get a championship in boxing, and come back and get another championship in MMA, or vice versa? Get a championship in boxing, come to MMA, get a championship in boxing. We've never seen any of that shit. So shout out to Holly Holm. She's about to make fucking history if she can pull this off. And then last but not least, Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier are joining the Roadhouse 2 cast. Yes, the same Roadhouse that Conor McGregor starred in the original remake. They're going to be in the sequel of the remake. Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler. Shout out to them for for Chandler finding something within his career, and Dustin Poirier finding something after his career to put his efforts into. But I already know the tweets that are coming out from Conor. I already know. I can see them. I see them already. I already know what he's going to say. I'm not going to say it, but I know. And that's it for the MMA updates. Who's in this fucking chat? Cosmo Kramer, Vergil, baby. I know my Haitian brethren went down early, boy. God damn. Vergil Ortiz got some dynamite in those hands. My lord. Tanner says, just got to say that Makhachev was not released because he was boring. Everyone says this, but it was not the case. He got into the fight backstage with Cop and tried to work a deal with the PFL while with the UFC. Yes, that was the real reason that he was dropped from the UFC, in addition to him being boring. And which is, a real reason for the UFC to not want to invite him back, yes. But, I mean, at some point, we have to acknowledge the level of competition that we're leaving out in the cold here. I mean, yeah, he did that, but he's a young fighter. Young fighters do stupid shit. I mean, look at Isaac Delgarian. You know what I mean? Yeah, that is why he was released, Tanner. Good point. Good call out. I appreciate that. And then Infrared says all UFC breakdown shows should have a legal segment, to be honest. Yeah, right? Because there's so many legal battles going on in different aspects. It's a fucking blender, bro. Tanner says BJ has also said that he thinks his family members were killed and replaced by imposters. So the family route is not a go for BJ. So it's not going to be family that's going to get him out of there, because he doesn't even believe that his family is his family. And what if he's right? I know what he's saying is absolutely crazy, but I'm just saying, what if he was right? That would be crazy. Because with some of this shit I've heard in this country and other countries, I mean, that wouldn't be the wildest thing. I'm not going to lie. That wouldn't be the wildest thing. But yeah, Tanner, it is sad, man. He needs mental help. He needs intervention. He needs a lot of things. And friends, I know his friends are trying to help, but friends can only do so much because they have families of their own, So it's tough. It's fucking tough. But that's it for the MMA updates. Let's talk about what happened over the weekend, shall we? Gabriel Bonfim defeats Randy Rude Boy Brown by TKO. Knockout. Knee. Round 2. 1 minute and 40 seconds. I mean, Gabriel Bonfim surprised us all. We all thought he was going to come in here with a grappling heavy game plan because, yeah, he had 13 subs on his record. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, and Randy Brown had a couple sub losses. Randy Brown not so good on the ground defensively. So one would assume that Gabriel Bonfim would have went in there, used his grappling, took Randy Brown down, and got a sub, right? No, that's not what the fuck happened. Gabriel Bonfim improved leaps and bounds since that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight. This guy came out here and looked like he had Canelo hands. All them Canelo hands that Bilal Muhammad always talks about. Gabriel Bonfim was showing off them Canelo hands. This was crazy to see. He was looking great on the feet. He was beating Randy Brown with leg kicks. He was beating him up top with punches. He was pushing him back up against the fence. He was threatening with takedowns, not even actually needing to get them. And Gabriel Bonfim pulls off a nice Muay Thai knee, grabs the back of Randy Brown's neck, pulls him down as he throws his knee upwards, catches him on the chin. Randy Brown falls backwards, limp. Back of his head hits the mat. Referee looks at him once, says, "Oh, fuck that. Randy's out." Jumps in right away. Fight over. Gabriel Bonfim, after he knees Randy Brown, they both fall down, and the referee decides, Randy's out. Fight over. Gabriel Bonfim defeats Randy Brown by TKO. Now, as for what's next for Gabriel Bonfim, he looked fantastic. Yes, he did. He looked really good, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. He looked like we should give him somebody a little bit higher. Now, originally, I was gonna say the winner of this fight gets Daniel Rodriguez or Mike Malott. I thought he would just do what we expected, but he did what we didn't expect. And honestly, he deserves someone a little bit higher than those two. in my opinion. I think we need to give Gabriel Bonfim Gilbert Burns. We got to see who the real GB is in this piece. So Gabriel Bonfim, Gilbert Burns. I like that fight. Even give him maybe the loser of Michael Morales and Sean Brady. Possibly. I really like what I've seen out of Gabriel Bonfim in this fight. His striking against somebody who had a 6-inch reach advantage and is a natural striker, known already to have fought in way better competition than Gabriel Bonfim. Gabriel Bonfim handled him on the feet. Handled him. Randy Brown looks lost there in round 1 and then got finished in round 2. Okay, he was getting his foot chewed up. Look at his left leg in that round 1. Had a huge knot on it. All right. Gabriel Bonfim had an excellent game plan and executed perfectly. I love to see him against somebody with equal grappling to him. We've seen him against 2 striking opponents in Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Randy Rude Boy Brown. I'd love to see him against Gilbert Burns, possibly a Colby Covington, something like that. I mean, Malott would also make sense because Malott also good on the ground, yes, but nah, man, I got to see him fight somebody a little higher. Let's not kill our prospects and throw them at each other too quick. Yeah, let's get him one of those names. Shout out to Gabriel Bonfim for a big win. As for Randy Rude Boy Brown, brother, sad to say it, but that might have been the worst performance I've seen out of you. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pull no punches here. That might have been the worst performance I've seen out of Randy Brown since him being in the UFC. I ain't going to lie to you, bro. That was not good. In all of his losses, even with the Jack Della Maddalena submission in Perth, I feel like, yeah, I mean, that was designed for Jack to win there. You know what I mean? The Vicente Luque fight. He got into round 2. Vicente Luque, real tough fight. That wasn't too bad of a loss. Nico Price, that was a freak KO. Can't fault him for that. In a fight that he was winning. He was in top control, winning that fight at the point. Bilal Muhammad fucking sweats everybody. Takes him down. Michael Graves, he was a tough grappler at the time. Got that submission on him. But I think Randy was looking good in that fight as well. So, this was the worst performance I've seen out of Randy Brown, which came at the worst time because this was supposed to be Randy Brown's time to break into the top 15. He's been in the UFC now almost a decade. In this January 30th would mark exactly 10 years that Randy Brown has been in the UFC, and he is still not broken into the top 15 of the welterweight division. Okay? This was a catastrophic L for Randy Brown. In the sense that he lost to somebody that I think, and a lot of other people probably thought he could have beaten. And he lost handily in the art that he's known for being best at. Tough L for Randy Brown. I'd love to see him come back a lot stronger against a good opponent. And the opponent that I have in mind for Randy Brown, my Haitian brethren, Neil Magny. Neil Magny, Randy Brown, long strikers, good grappling for Neil Magny that can test Randy Brown, because Bonfim was supposed to be that test, but he didn't even have to take it there. He was beating him up on the feet. So, and they're both long, both got good pace to them. I love to see Randy Rude Boy Brown and Neil Magny. And I also think they haven't faced each other yet. Yep, they've yet to face each other. Somehow, both being in the welterweight division for as long as they have, neither have ever faced each other. So Randy Rude Boy Brown, Neil Magny, set it up. Set that bitch up. All right. Let's talk about the rest of the UFC Vegas results. UFC Vegas 111. It was a solid card, bro. I almost called this shit front to back. If you guys were in the locker room, you already know what the fuck I'm on. I was killing it. Not bets-wise. Shout out to Ricky Simone, but I was killing it. So let's start from top to bottom. Gabriel Bonfim defeats Randy Brown via knockout, knee. Round 2, 1 minute and 40 seconds. Joseph Popo Morales defeats Matt Schnell via submission, guillotine choke. Round 1, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Shout out to Team Alpha Male. Shout out to Bappo. We called this up. We did. Shout out to Morales. Matt Schnell, known to get themselves in wars that don't go the distance. And I didn't think Joe Morales was going to knock him out because Joe Morales had 7 submission wins on his record prior to this bout. He now has 8. Shout out to Morales. He wins the tough finale, 33, at flyweight. Comes in, beats a perennial flyweight in Matt Schnell, always facing the toughest flyweights out there. He's on his way, man. Glad to see Joseph Morales back in the UFC because he had a couple tough outs. First against Davison Figueiredo, in which he got finished, and then he lost a split decision to Eric Shelton, then left the UFC for a long period of time, but he's now back, baby. And he's now seasoned enough to make a run. I think his style will pose a lot of problems in the flyweight division because, again, his style is a lot like Pantoja's, and he's the fucking champ. So, yeah. Uros Medic defeats Muslim Salikov via TKO punches round 1, 1 minute and 3 seconds. My word. Uros Medic took this 40-year-old man and showed him there's levels to this shit. You should probably not be in here with an animal like me, a lion like me. He said, I own this pride now. I'm the captain now. He walked in there, just beat down Salikov, man. This looked like somebody walking in and beating up their uncle. This was crazy. I thought this matchup was wild to start with. I was like, yeah, I mean, they're both great strikers, but you don't put a fucking hammer like Medic against a striker like Salikov. You put Salikov against a guy like, no offense to Randy, but like a striker like Randy. You know what I mean? Like somebody that'll kind of point fight you, not somebody that's going to go in there and try to take your head off from the very fucking start of the bell. God damn. Somebody don't like you, Muslim. That was crazy. Shout out to Uros Medic. He walked in there, did exactly what we expected him to do, get into an all-out war, but it was one-sided. It was one-sided. He pulled out the nukes right away. It was crazy. Chris Padilla defeats Ishmael Bonfim via TKO punches. Round 2, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Chris Padilla. I mean, he walked in there, did what he's supposed to do as well because Ishmael Bonfim missed weight by 6 pounds. So the lines absolutely went from Bonfim and Padilla to Padilla and Bonfim. Okay, yeah, the lines absolutely switched after that giant weight miss. So Padilla, he put the pace on him. Bonfim just couldn't hang in there. Round 2, he just started losing gas quicker and quicker, shelled up, turtled. Padilla just landed a bunch of blows. Fight over. Padilla after the fight calling for a $50K bonus, saying that he wanted to do right by his mom living in a trailer. And I believed that he deserved it. I know he was getting 30% of his opponent's bonus, his opponent's purse already. But the guy literally pleaded and begged at the end of his fight. Gave you a legitimate, heartfelt reason for why he needed this $50K. And then you proceeded to give the $50K to the first fighter of the night, which is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. I hope that Dana and the UFC took care of Chris Padilla in some way, shape, or form. Whether if it wasn't a $50K bonus, then some little envelope money on the side for my guy, because that's cold, brother. That's cold. I can't believe they did him like that. That was wild. But Christian Leroy Duncan defeats Marco Tulio via knockout punches. Round 2, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. CLD showing why he's one of the best middleweights out there. I mean, one of the best middleweight prospects as well. His striking looked fantastic. That spinning back fist showed up yet again. Froze his opponent with it, then landed multiple punches after that to finish the fight. Shout out to Christian Leroy Duncan. That was a fantastic win against another prospect. They pitted 2 prospects up against each other to figure out who had more juice, and it was CLD. Jamal Emmers defeats Hyder Emil via unanimous decision, 29-27, 30-27, 30-27. Jamal Emmers used his striking. He had a 4-inch reach advantage on Haider Emil. Haider Emil known for his striking, but another striker failed to do what they were good at on this card. Jamal Emmers used his striking and his pace. He used his wrestling to keep Haider Emil off him by pushing him up against the fence, not getting the takedowns. And when he did, Haider Emil was immediately able to get back to his feet. But the reason Jamal Emmers won this fight was because of his striking. So shout out to Jamal Emmers. That was a big win for him. He was also the dog in that fight. That should be noted. Raoni Barcelos defeats Ricky Simon via unanimous decision in a close fight that could have gone either way. 29-28, 29-28, 29-28. Ricky Simon doing a lot of showboating towards the end of the fight. Should have used that energy to land some punches on his opponent because the judges gave that last round to Raoni Barcelos. It was 1-1 going into the final round, and they thought that Raoni Barcelos did enough to win it. Even though the damage was on the side of Ricky Simon, a lot of the grappling exchanges and most of the striking went to Raoni Barcelos. He surprised everyone because Ricky Simon should have came in with a grappling heavy game plan because he should have been superior in the wrestling, but he elected to strike and it costed him the bout. Jacqueline Cavalcanti defeats Mayra Bueno Silva via unanimous decision 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. Exactly expected what, Mayra Bueno Silva isn't the greatest on the feet. Cavalcanti, that's what she does. Bread and butter. Got her the win. We're skipping over this fight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Denise Gomez defeats Tisha Pennington via unanimous decision 30-27, 30-27, 30-27. Denise Gomez was the bigger, younger, longer fighter. Tisha Pennington just a little bit too small. It's always been the story of her. That's been the story of her. That's been the story of fighters like Michelle Waterson, fighters like Karolina Kowalkiewicz. It's always been they're just a little too small, easily maneuvered. Denise Gomez just pushed her back the entire fight, even threw her down just because she could a couple times, and she won, man. Daniel Marcos defeats Miles Johns via technical submission, rear naked choke, gets the first submission win of his career. Round 2, 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Shout out to Daniel Marcos showing this card was people showing what people didn't expect them to have. That was the story of this card. Gabriel Bonfim showing people that he could strike. Jamal Emmers showing people he could strike. Raoni Barcelos showing people he can strike. Daniel Marcos showing people he could sub. Okay? Miles Johns making a huge mistake while he was in Turtle. Let Daniel Marcos sink in that rear naked. Rolls to his back. It's too late. Daniel Marcos forces Miles Johns to tap. Referee has to step in. And then in the first fight of the night, Zach Reese defeats Jackson McVeigh in an absolute fucking war. If Zach Reese got a bonus, Jackson McVeigh should have got a bonus too, because that man went in there to win this fight. He was throwing elbows inside, punches in the clinch. These boys lived in this clinch like they were Don Fry. Okay? Don Fry was smiling somewhere if he was watching that first fight. All right? That was round 2, 1 minute and 38 seconds. Zach Reese on a short notice because Jackson McVeigh's original opponent was supposed to be Robert Valentin from Tough, but he had to pull himself from the bout last minute. Zach Reese steps in, short notice. The bout goes on at a catch weight of 195 pounds instead of 185 pounds, where it was contracted at first. Zach Reese gets the win on short notice, gets himself $50K in the process. The bonus winners of this fight night were Zach Reese, Josh Hokit, Christian Leroy Duncan, and Gabriel Bonfim. Each was awarded $50,000 for their finishes. And that's it for UFC Vegas 111. Let's get into my fighter spotlight of the week. We skipped this fight on UFC Vegas 111, and for good reason, because this heavyweight fighter deserves to be spotlighted. They got themselves a big win twice this year under a UFC promotion. They're looking to make waves with their personality, their size, their aggression in the octagon. They're athletic as all hell. My fighter spotlight of this week is Josh Hokit. Shout out to Josh, the incredible Hokit. Josh Hokit is an American football player and wrestler turned mixed martial artist. He competes in the heavyweight division of the UFC. He trains out of Jackson Wink. He's been training there since 2023. So very recent, only 2 years ago. And he fights out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, originally from California. Okay. Now, Josh Hokit's only 28 years old. He's born November 12th, 1997. He'll be turning 27, I think. He'll be turning 28 on November 12th. Yeah, so happy birthday to Josh Hokit in 3 days. All right. But he is a 6'1", 236-pound heavyweight with a 73-inch reach. He's 7-0, 4 KOs, 3 subs, fighting orthodox. Now, Hokit grew up playing football in California. MMA was never a thing in his mind. Okay? To help with his aggression, he competed in wrestling. All right? But in football, he played tight end, he played fullback, played halfback, played linebacker, and he even played special teams as well. This guy's a fucking athlete. All right? He was also the leader of his wrestling team. Okay? He grew up in Wasco, California, before moving to Clovis. He attended Clovis High School. As a senior in wrestling, he peaked at number 3 in the nation. The number 3 wrestler in the nation in high school. He originally accepted a wrestling scholarship to Drexel University, shout out to Philadelphia, but he changed his mind and he learned that they didn't have a football team. He said, fuck that shit. I ain't going there. I'd have to just wrestle. I want to wrestle and play football. You should have went to Temple University, my guy. Shout out to Temple. That's my alma mater. But we would have loved to have you, man. We would have loved to have you. Josh Hokit walked on at Fresno State University. He played 12 games as a freshman. He also wrestled. As a sophomore, Hokit appeared in 14 games. He only started in 4. He ranked second on the roster with 583 rushing yards, 128 attempts. He's playing fullback, sometimes halfback, by the way, and sometimes linebacker as well. He also scored 7 touchdowns rushing. That was 9th most in the Mountain West Conference. All right. In the season opener, he threw a 65-yard touchdown pass to Jared Rice. You guys may know Jared Rice. He played in the NFL. And then after the football season ended, Hokit returned to wrestling, placing 5th in the Big 12 championships. So I'm starting to notice a trend here. I don't know if you guys are starting to notice a trend here that he really wants to play football, but he's just good at wrestling. He's just good at it. He's number 3 in the nation in high school, doesn't give a fuck about it, doesn't even think about it. It's the second option to football. He's getting 5th in the Big 12 championship, but he's like, man, I'm trying to get these fucking yards. I'm trying to get these touchdowns. As a junior in 2018, Hokit appeared in 13 of 14 games, making only 1 start. But in wrestling, he led the team with 27 wins. He became their All-American selection, their first since Mario Botelho in 2003. Okay? So Hokit's making waves in wrestling. All right? As a senior in 2019, Hokit played 12 games for the Fresno State University football team. He made 1 start in their matchup with Colorado State. So he's not even a starter, but he's investing all this time in football. This reminds me a lot of like a Brock Lesnar. This reminds me a lot of you know what I mean. He was team captain for the final 4 games of the year. All right. But as a senior in wrestling, he finished the year by being named the NWCA second team All-American selection after leading Fresno with 24 wins. This guy's leading his wrestling team, and he's still not thinking what I can do with this wrestling shit. That's crazy to me. So you can always see that he chose football as his number 1, but he excelled in combat sports like wrestling. It should have been his number 1, but he made it his number 2. So it is what it is. After going unselected in the 2020 NFL draft, Hokit was signed by the San Francisco 49ers as an undrafted free agent. He was waived at the final roster cut, but re-signed to the practice squad the next day. This was the trend, and this was the story of his tenure with the 49ers, because he happened to be waived or cut and re-signed multiple times to the practice squad over his tenure there, until he was ultimately waived on August 15th of 2022. On August 18th of 2022, he signed with the Arizona Cardinals, but he was waived 5 days later. It's very apropos for us to be doing this on Football Sunday. So Hokit started looking for other avenues to compete and to make money, because obviously his football career wasn't going as planned. It was his number one. So he decided to turn to his number two. He used his wrestling skills and turned them into martial arts skills. He started training at Jackson Wink with Mike Jackson, Mike Winklejohn, Brandon Gibson. And on March 1st of 2023, it was announced that Hokit had signed with Bellator MMA to start his MMA career. He makes his debut on October 7th, 2023 at Bellator 300. He wins the fight via arm triangle submission in the third round. Okay, so this is how he starts his MMA career. He starts it at Bellator 300, a big Bellator event. All right, that's where he starts his career at. He goes 1-0 with a submission arm triangle choke in San Diego, California. This was his heavyweight debut. This was in round 3, by the way. In his second bout at Bellator Champion Series 4, September 7th of 2024, he gets a first-round armbar submission over Sean Rose. This was also in San Diego, California. From there, obviously, we know that Bellator kind of liquidates under the Showtime banner. A lot of their fighters combine with the catalog at the PFL, but I guess Josh Hokit doesn't really see himself as a PFL fighter. He goes on in January of this year, January 10th of 2025, to take on John Lopez at LFA 199, and he wins the bout via TKO. Round 1, 2 minutes and 53 seconds in Lenmore, California. He fights at LFA 203 against Ezekiel Latu. He wins that bout via submission, rear naked choke, March 6th of 2025, just a couple months later in Las Vegas. Round 1, 42 seconds. Another quick finish for Josh Hokit. And then he gets his final LFA appearance at LFA 208 with a win over Eric Lunsford by TKO in round 1, May 9th of 2025. Round 1, 2 minutes in Santa Cruz, California at a catch weight of 269.6 pounds because his opponent, Lunsford, missed weight for a heavyweight bout. Josh Hokit said, no problem. I'm going to still beat that ass. TKOs him, round 1. And then Josh Hokit finds himself at Dana White Contender Series number 78, August 19th of 2025. You probably watched us cover this live on One More Round Fights, where we did a Dana White Contender Series watch-along. Josh Hokit defeats Guilherme Uriel by TKO elbows, round 2, 1 minute and 6 seconds in Las Vegas, Nevada, August 19th of 2025, which brings us to this past Saturday. Coming in at a minus 400 favorite against another prospect making his debut, a UFC debutant in Max Jimenez. And Josh Hokit comes out here in his official UFC debut and TKOs Max Jimenez at UFC Fight Night, Bonfim versus Brown, November 8th, 2005, in the very first round, 56 seconds in Las Vegas, Nevada, securing himself a Performance of the Night bonus. And that is why Josh Hokit absolutely deserved to be my fighter spotlight of the week. Puts him away early with punches. We got new heavyweight blood. Shout out to Josh Hokit on this Super Bowl Sunday. It was the only fighter spotlight that made sense to do. Shout out to you and shout out to your career. Glad to see you here with us in the MMA fight sphere. Appreciate you. Josh Hokit's my fighter spotlight of the week. And that's it for MMA, y'all. That's it for MMA. Let's talk about some boxing. Let's talk about Vergil Ortiz Jr. beating up on my dude Erickson Lubin. Damn. I mean, Erickson Lubin, known to be a very tough out. He's sort of a litmus test for a lot of these, let's say, generational boxers. The Charlos, the Vergil Ortiz Jr., these types of guys. Before they ascend to that next level, they got to fight a guy like Erickson Lubin. Because Erickson Lubin has been there, done that. He's been a champion. He's been that prospect on the rise, you know? So he's a great test for these guys like Vergil Ortiz Jr. And boy, did Vergil Ortiz Jr. pass this test with flying fucking colors. Let me tell you, Vergil Ortiz Jr. walked into this bout angry. Number one, Erickson Lubin taunted him. There was a lot of bad blood going into this fight. This was a grudge match. Vergil Ortiz Jr. disrespected Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin decided in turn to disrespect Vergil Ortiz Jr. by walking out in full Mexican wardrobe. Okay, he had the full getup, the hat, the robe, the colors were all Mexican, green, white, red. He was showing disrespect from the word go. He walked out. The only thing that didn't match was the music. He was playing hip-hop music instead of Mexican music. But, yeah. So, Lubin walked in here looking to make Vergil Ortiz Jr. mad, and boy, did he, because Vergil Ortiz Jr. made him shell up against the ropes, and Vergil Ortiz just blasted him with punch after punch after punch after punch after punch after uppercut after left hook after straight after uppercut. It was just a barrage of punches. Erickson Lubin shelled up until he was asleep against the ropes. Until he was asleep. The referee had to step in. Erickson Lubin was still in that shell when the referee stepped in. He was frozen there because Vergil Ortiz knocked him out standing. Vergil Ortiz sets himself up with a bout against Jaron Boots Ennis with that win. And I can't think of a better fucking fight at 154. I can't think of a better fight. I can't wait to see that fight. Jaron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz is the only fight to make next between both of those men. And please give me that in the first half of next year. Please. Don't make me wait. Don't make me wait, boxing. Don't do that to me. Give it to me right away. And let's talk about the rest of the fights on this card. But, yeah. Darius Fulgham versus David Stevens ends in a majority draw, 96-94, 95-95, 95-95. Amari Jones defeats Shady Gamour by TKO, round 3, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Joshua Edwards defeats Zeno Vuras via TKO, round 3, 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Robin Safar defeats Derek Miller Jr. via unanimous decision, 99-90, 99-90, 98-91. Eric Priest defeats Esnicker Kahea this was a split draw bout, 79-73, 75-77, 76-76. Javier Meza defeats Joshua Garcia via unanimous decision, 59-55, 58-56, 58-56. And Samuel Castellanos defeats Ricardo Elizalde via TKO, round 2, 1 minute and 55 seconds. And that's it for the Erickson Lubin and Vergil Ortiz Jr. card. Let's talk about the upcoming boxing slate so you guys stay updated. This is the rest of the slate for the entire year, so pay attention, motherfuckers. Pay attention. November 15th in London on DAZN, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2, 12 rounds at middleweight. We also have Jack Catterall on that card, fighting Iku Esuman, 10 rounds at welterweight. Okay, Adam Azim is taking on Zor Abdullayev, 10 rounds at junior welterweight on that card as well. So please, November 15th, that's upcoming this week after the UFC 322 card. So don't forget about that bout. November 15th in San Luis Potosi, Mexico, we have a title fight between Rafael Espinoza and Arnold Khegai. 12 rounds for Espinoza's WBO featherweight title. We also have Emiliano Vargas on that card. He's taking on Jonathan Montrell 10 rounds of junior welterweight. Richard Torres Jr. is also on that card. He's taking on Thomas Salek, 10 rounds of heavyweight. Looks like they want knockouts on this card with the names that they added here. November 22nd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We've been setting up this card for the longest time. David Benavidez and Anthony Yard, 12 rounds for Benavidez's WBC light heavyweight title. Jesse Bam Rodriguez is on the card against Fernando Daniel Martinez. Abdullah Mason's taking on Sam Noakes. Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney's on that card. Subio Matias, Dalton Smith, Artur Beterbiev, and Dion Nicholson. A lot of things. Also, November 22nd in Long Beach, California on UFC Fight Pass, Mizuki Hiruta taking on Gloria Gallardo, 10 rounds for Hiruta's WBO Women's Junior Bantamweight title. Also on the card, Cedric and Akhmedov taking on Edgardo Velasquez, 10 rounds of junior middleweight. November 29th in Temecula, California, Lorenzo Parra is taking on Elijah Pierce, 12 rounds for the WBO featherweight title eliminator. Himel Pacquiao is also on the card taking on Brendan Lally, 4 rounds of junior welterweight, and Luis Arias is taking on Lazaro Lorenzana, 10 rounds at middleweight. November 29th in Birmingham, England, on the zone, Ben Whitaker taking on Benjamin Gavazzi, 10 rounds at light heavyweight. Cameron Wong taking on Gavin Gwynn, 10 rounds of junior welterweight. Aaron Bowen taking on Tom Colin, 10 rounds at middleweight. Also, November 29th. Why are there so many fucking cards on November 29th? Derby, England, Fraser Clark taking on Jimmy Shikeva, 12 rounds for the vacant British heavyweight title. And then for Francesca Hennessy, shout out to Hennessy. Francesca Hennessy taking on Fabiana Bitaki, 10 rounds at women's bantamweight. December 6th in San Antonio, PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. We got Lamont Roach Jr. is taking on Isaac Pitbull Cruz. 12 rounds for the vacant WBC interim junior welterweight title. We also have a title fight between Janibek Amalnuli taking on Arislandi Lara. 12 rounds for the IBF and WBO middleweight titles and Lara's WBA middleweight title. Also, title fight between Oshaki Foster and Stephen Fulton Jr. 12 rounds for Foster's WBC junior lightweight title. Okay, so that's going to be a great fight. Don't forget about Oshaki Foster. Really quick fighter. Stephen Fulton's sort of the same type of fighter. Remember Stephen Fulton coming out in them Timbs and them jeans last time? Come on, baby. Let's go. Jesus Ramos Jr. is taking on Shane Mosley Jr. for the vacant WBC interim middleweight title. That's a great fight right there. Jesus Ramos Jr., former opponent of Erickson Lubin, I believe. And Shane Mosley Jr., obviously the son of Sugar Shane Mosley. And then Frank Martin on that card taking on Rances Barthélemy, 10 rounds of junior welterweight. December 6th, also a triple header. Monte Carlo and Monaco on the zone. Shabazz Massoud taking on Peter McGrail. Also a title fight between Beatrice Fajeda and Elif Turhan for Fajeda's IBF women's lightweight title. Also on the card, Hugo McAuliffe and Sean McComb at junior welterweight. Also December 6th on Broad Beach in Australia, we have a title fight. We have a title fight between Jai Opataya and Husekin Sankara. 12 rounds for Opataya's IBF cruiserweight title. December 12th in Dubai in United Arab Emirates, we have a title fight between Kubrat Pulev and Murat Gassiev. 12 rounds for Pulev's WBA regular. I don't know what the fuck that means, but WBA regular heavyweight title. December 13th in Stockton, California on DAZN, we have Diego Pacheco and Kevin Lale Sajo. Also on the card, Ernesto Mercado, Gabriel Flores Jr., and Joe Cordina. Sky Nicholson's on the card. Shout out Sky Nicholson taking on Julian Luna Alvia, 10 rounds for the vacant WBC women's junior featherweight interim title. And then Ramon Cardenas is also taking on Cesar Vaca, 10 rounds of junior featherweight. Shout out to my boy Badu Jack. December 13th, Los Angeles, Badu Jack taking on Norier Makajian, 12 rounds for Jack's WBC cruiserweight title. Brooke Sabarian taking on Gloria Mungila, 10 rounds for the women's junior flyweight title or whatever. December 13th. Also, why are there triple headers on all these dates? November 29th, December 6th, and December 13th. All triple headers. But December 13th, Orlando, Florida, Kevin Hyler Brown taking on Cletus Selden, 10 rounds for the vacant WBA interim junior welterweight title. December 13th in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, we have a fight for Eric Rosa. His opponents to be announced. That'll be at flyweight December 19th in Lagos, Nigeria. On the zone, we have Lawrence Okoli and David Adelier on the card. Don't forget, those will be 12-round fights at heavyweight. And to end the year, December 27th, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, on the zone, we have the title fight between Naoya Inoue and Alan Picasso. 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. And that is the entire boxing slate for the rest of this fucking year. Okay? Appreciate me for it, dickheads. No. All right. What are we missing? Infrared says it was a good stoppage and the ref held him up after they got a stool under him. Yeah, for the Lubin fight. Yeah, man, Infrared. That was something. Jeez Louise. Oh man, I couldn't believe the power that Vergil Ortiz had, but you know Boots is about to handle that. Boots is about to handle that. I got Boots in that matchup all day. Always with Boots. Always with Boots. Can Vergil Ortiz Jr. win a decision fight? He's won only 2, I think. Jerron Boots Ennis could absolutely win a decision fight. We already know that shit. And then Cosmo Kramer says, stuck at Costco with the wife. Pray for me. I got you, bro. Yo, make sure you get some samples. Hit up them samples, bro. I don't know if they even still be doing that shit, but hit them samples up, bro. If I seen them at the front of those aisles, some old lady with an apron on with some fucking cart in front of her, you best believe I'm hitting that shit up. I'm hitting that cart. I don't care what's on there. Some veggie bullshit, I'm tasting. All right? Doesn't matter. I've burnt on some energy while I've been in here walking fucking 2 miles in a goddamn Costco. Give me a snack. You feel me? So, yeah, definitely hit the snacks up, Cosmo. For sure hit the snacks up. And if you're looking for a fun snack, yo, I love the fucking, what's it called? Some people call it Hunter Mix, like Hunter Trailer Mix. I forget what it's called, Gourmet something mix. Fuck. The actual term for it's like gourmet. I don't know. It has sesame strips, almonds, peanuts, pistachios, bits of chocolate. What else is in that motherfucker, man? There's a bunch of great shit in there. It's the best trail mix, bro. It's the best trail mix. I fucking love it. I think there's some spicy shit in there too. Maybe like corn nibs or some shit. I don't know. It's a good mix. That's what I like. That's what I like. I like that Hunter mix. It's like I forget what it's called, but it's got all that shit in there. And also, those peanut butter filled pretzels from Costco. I fuck with those real heavy too. Those, you get me a box of those will be gone in less than a week, bro. Those will be gone in less than a week. Those peanut butter filled pretzels from Costco, those are a problem. Those are a goddamn problem. And don't get me one of them giant packs of meat either, because I'm probably going to put most of it in the freezer and forget about it. That's the problem with me getting my meats from Costco. I got to stick to fucking ShopRite, Stop and Shop, all that type of shit. King Cullen, all that type of shit. But anyways, I lost myself. Where are we? We're talking about fucking Costco and shit. I think that's most of the show. I think I did it. Let's get picks. We got picks on UFC 322. It is what it is. Picks on UFC 322. You guys already know I'm rocking with Chevy, right? You think I'm going with Weili Zhang? You done lost your fucking mind, okay? We've already seen this story, you dumbasses. We already seen this fucking story. We've seen the goddamn story before. You don't remember? Joanna fought Shevchenko. Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened in that bout. I forget. Somebody jog my memory. Oh, yeah. It was a unanimous decision for our girl, Valentina Shevchenko. That was 6 years ago. She defended her flyweight championship then. Sorry, she won the vacant flyweight championship then. At that point. Against Joanna. She hasn't lost it since. Obviously the Grasso, but she got it back. And she deserved it in that second fight with Grasso. That was such bullshit. But if you tell me Weili's gonna win this fight, you just shut your whore mouth now, okay? It's Valentine. Val, blonde. Get it through your fucking head. Val's gonna win this fight. Val's gonna win. She's gonna remain the flyweight. She's gonna be the GOAT. Weili did great by coming up the flyweight, but it's Valentine, okay? Valentina's going to win this. set herself up for a 35 fight against Kayla. All right, that's what's happening. Also, I got Islam, man. I got Islam. I think Islam's gonna take down JDM. I'm sorry for the disrespect at JDM, but Islam about to make this shit look easy, dog. I'm telling you, these Dagestanis is something else. These Dagestanis is something else, man. Islam Makhachev is about to be our welterweight champion. And then we're about to deal with a whole bunch of bullshit for the next year between him and Ilya. We're about to deal with a whole bunch of bullshit. I already know it. I already know. It's going to be a question every other fucking week on the biggest MMA podcast out there. Oh, when is Ilya going to go up and try to fight Islam? Is Islam and Ilya ever going to happen? Blah, 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 blah. I already know it, bro. I already know. Carlos Pradas, you see the fucking shirt, dog. I didn't even have to say it. I think you knew where I was rolling. You seen it, right? Let me get a better look. Get a better look. There you go. There you go right there. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. You already know what the fuck is up. Fighting nerds, bitch. Aaron Blanchfield. I like Aaron Blanchfield. You know I like to roll with Tracy. You know I like to roll with Tracy Cortez. But the skills of Aaron Blanchfield, I gotta go with Aaron. I gotta go with Aaron Blanchfield. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to do it. Malcolm Wellmaker. Shout out to Malcolm Wellmaker. I don't think Cody Haddon's gonna put up a good fight against this man. I think Wellmaker is on a run right now. And the way I believe he's a flyweight, right? Flyweight? If he's a flyweight, oh, this is academic. If he's a flyweight. If he's a bantamweight, maybe not. Wellmaker, okay. Bantamweight, okay. He's a bantamweight. I was gonna say if he's a flyweight, bro, he's getting skyrocketed after this one. But all right, Cody Haddon, bantamweight. Yeah, I still got Wellmaker. It may not be a TKO because Cody Haddon's tough as all hell. He's going to put the pace on Wellmaker, might even surprise him in round one, but I expect Wellmaker to take a minimum of 2 rounds in this fight. Wellmaker. And then a couple other names I'll give you. Fatima Klein. Shout out to New York. Fatima Klein. You're going against my girl Angela. All right? But you're going to have to put some hands on her. New York needs to get this win. Okay? We need the New York parlay to hit Fatima. All right? Use these. And then obviously Sir Sakayev, they're fucking skyrocketing this guy like he's fucking the second coming of Khamzat Chimaev. So Sir Sakayev and Bo Nickel. Got to roll with both of them too. I mean, I know the Fighting Nerds parlay is available on this card. In no way, shape, or form will I be putting that in. I have no belief in Rodolfo Vieira against Bo Nickel. It is what it is. And those are my picks for UFC 322. I'll be going in depth on CP units and the locker room. So don't forget to come by Friday for CP units. Me and Luke are not going to the weigh-in on Friday. We'll be staying right at home. So I'll be doing CP units Friday from right here. And then Saturday, before me and Luke head to the arena, don't forget to come on by to the locker room. We'll be unlocking all those motherfucking bets for the card. And hey, if you were there for episode 1, you know what the fuck is up. I'm not even gonna spread the word, bro, because it's only gonna be free for a little while longer. Once we get monetized, the locker room is gonna be for members only. The locker room is gonna be for members only. So enjoy it while it's here now. Enjoy it while it's here now. Picks on the Chris Eubank and Conor Benn 2 card. Obviously, we're gonna go with Chris Eubank Jr. to decision him yet again. I don't see this fight looking any differently. Yeah, maybe Conor put on more weight, and yeah, he's going to power punch a little bit more. But yeah, Chris Eubank Jr. is going to be ready for that because that's the only thing you can really do to change your game plan against him. So it's going to look largely the same. It may look a little bit closer, but I expect Chris Eubank Jr. to get another win. The only way that Conor Benn gets a win is if we want to see a trilogy. If it's close enough that we're like, fuck it, give it to Conor. Let's get the trilogy out of this. Let's get our bag. Let's get our money. Other than that, this is going to be a Chris Eubank Jr. decision. And final pick, I got picks for Rafael Espinoza and Arnold Khegai. You're going to love me for this one, folks. We got 3 round 1 through 6 KOs coming up. You ready? Espinoza to TKO Arnold Khegai. Espinoza, much taller, much longer for the weight class in general. He's got like an 8-inch reach advantage, and he's like 4 inches taller than his opponent. Okay. His opponent also not a power puncher, like half of his wins by KO, half of his wins by decision. Listen to this. Rafael Espinoza, 27 wins, 23 KOs. A lot of these in round 1, 2, 5. Brother, we're taking Espinoza TKO rounds 1 through 6. Okay? That's what's happening here. And then Emiliano Vargas, we all know about Emiliano Vargas. Fucking dynamite in his hands. He's always knocking people out early. 15-0, 13 KOs. Most of them are in rounds 1 through 6 and very early, like first or second round. His opponent's been KO'd in round 1 before. His opponent's first loss of his career came in round 1. So I favor this to be an early finish. Emiliano Vargas to jump on him. I like Emiliano Vargas by TKO in rounds 1 through 6 as well. And last but not least, Richard Torres Jr. It's a heavyweight. You know we're going with the fucking knockout. Richard Torres Jr., 13-0, 11 KOs. Also, most of his KOs are in rounds 1 through 6 and very early. Round 1, round 2, round 4. So he has around 6 in there too, just saying. But yeah, his opponent been KO'd 4 times over his career. Brother, Richard Torres KO, rounds 1 through 6. I'm parlaying all 3 of them bitches. Okay? 1 through 6, 1 through 6, 1 through 6, Espinoza, Vargas, Torres. You're welcome. And those are my picks for the boxing cards. That's it for me. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. I got to play some NFL bets. I got to eat some food. I got a burger waiting for me right now. So, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you guys. Don't forget to come on by to this channel all week for UFC 322. We'll be covering it live from New York City. So don't forget, we will be live all week right here. That means you should scan this QR code. You should tell your friends about it, tell your family about it, tell your girlfriend about it, tell your fucking dog, your cousin, your pet fish, your turtle, your fucking ferret. I don't give a shit. Tell everybody. Come to this channel for UFC 322. We got some heat this week, all right? Scan the QR code. Stop being a bitch. And don't forget to also go to the Main Card Minute. We'll be clipping out lots of stuff, dropping shit on the Main Card Minute as well. Don't forget to follow both of our social channels as well, all right? Both the social channels. Main Card Minute, One More Round Fights, everything. Follow it all. Don't be a fucking bitch, all right? We're trying to get to 650. So please, you got a burner account, bust it out. I don't care if you're not getting the views on it. Just bust out. I need some subs, dog. I need some subs. All right? 650. We're trying to get there. So scan that QR code. Follow all these socials right here. All of them. Follow them. Subscribe to all of them. Like random videos. Just show some love, baby. We're trying to grow. All right? Don't gatekeep. Don't gatekeep the love and the money. Let us grow. The sponsors, hit me up. I don't know how the fuck I still haven't been hit up by a single fucking sponsor but W.GG. Not one. Shame on you, motherfuckers. Shame. All right? When they start flowing in, oh, I'm gonna pick and choose. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Because there's been plenty of opportunities to get in. Motherfuckers fucking up. I hope you guys bets hit. I hope you have a fantastic week. Don't forget to show up here all week for UFC 322 starting Wednesday. We got some coverage for you all week. Don't forget Luke's bets. He'll put them out on the Main Card Minute on Tuesday, I believe. Don't forget to check out Prop Quiz if you haven't already. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Watch some football. Hug your loved ones. Kiss your dog. I'm out. I live life how I wanna. Smoke out to marijuana. I live my life in these streets. We can smoke out the window. I'm on a trail. Maybe I'm a gunner. Cause I live in yonder. Hot box like a sauna. In a foreign or Americana. Let me grind my green. Roll up, put inside my weed. Toast one to the sky for the highest. Then go puffin' like my trees. Floating on the nimbus cloud. me say, I live life how I wanna. Smoke lots of marijuana. I live my life in these streets, looking smoke out the window. I'm on a trip. Maybe I'm a goner, cause I live in a manana. Hot box like a sauna, in a foreign or Americana. My eyes on, my vibes up, yeah. My fire smoker goes a sinus. If you want, I got more in the grinder. After the blunt, you can call me a highness. I live life how I wanna. Smoke lots of marijuana. I live my life in these streets, licking smoke out the window. I'm on a trip. Maybe I'm a goner, cause I live in a manana. Hot box like a sauna, in a forest